Got an old gray fox this morning. These are the traps that I just set out this week. I think this is probably check day 3 on these. So that's awesome. Just getting into the morning. These are the first traps I'm checking. My plan is actually to pull my trap line for a couple days and take some time off for the trap line. Try to work on some furs and then spend a little time with the family and then get a line back going middle of next week. So it's good to make a catch on the last day. First trap, last day. I like it. Just gonna show you my trap pulling setup. You can see here, man, I trap for the most part on this old red clay, and you drive something there's maybe a hard pan or something, you drive something very far in the ground and it's stuck. You ain't pulling it out. So my preference truly is to have my stakes, the chain stakes with the super stakes that you can drive down, you pull them back out and reuse them. But I haven't had great luck in this red clay. It varies, but it's pretty tough trying to pull those stakes. So I use pogos or some kind of disposable stake. You can see, I mean, that's a pogo. It's in there solid. I'm gonna have to dig some of that out. But, I use pogos, and I got one of these spring-loaded. I got a couple of these actually. These are handy, but spring-loaded cable cutters. And that's what I'll do is I'll just try to find the top loop of that cable where it hooks to my J-hook and cut it and go on down the road. Those pogo or disposables are pretty cheap, and it's a heck of a lot easier than hassling with trying to hook your chain, pull it up in this old hard ground, and then try to straighten out whatever's the issue. So one thing I typically do, try to bury them. Because most disposable stakes in general are gonna, they go in vertical and they got to pull up horizontal, and so you're gonna gain a little bit coming up that way, and then some of them will give a little more than others. But like this one, I try to, when you're using that cable can be tough to get the whole thing cut. That cable can be tough to deal with bedding, so I like to make sure that I get it completely, there we go, completely down in the hole, and maybe even my lower swivel down as well, just to make sure that I don't have any issues with that thing sticking up while I'm trying to bed. But anyhow, that cable's down in the dirt. It's going to rust away. And it's not going to cause any problems or issues for anybody down the road. If you know you're going to be using the location, again, a good location, you can just open your bottom J-hook and leave that cable there and come back and use it again, either in a couple months or a couple years. Most of what I've heard says about 2 years is the max you want to give on this cable before it rusts and is not safe to use as far as being able to handle an animal. But anyway, that's my pulling method to keep it quick and simple. This trap's where I caught the coon and the coyote, so this trap is going to get re-cleaned, pressure washed and dipped. But any of the traps that I haven't made a catch in, I'm going to keep those, just put them in my clean trap bucket, and we'll set them again without doing anything with them, and save us a little bit of time. Well, that's what we're left with after 2 weeks of trapping. We do have some skinning to do. Got a pretty gray fox this morning, nice big male gray fox. But we also got to do some of this big ridiculous jumble of traps. So, like I said, my plan is take a couple days off and spend some time with the family. It definitely wears on my wife once trapping season rolls around, because you think, I'm leaving the house early in the morning checking these things before daylight, starting before daylight, and then working all day and then get off, and sometimes I've got traps to check after work, or I've got to reset after work. So then I come home, you know, 5, 6 o'clock, something like that, spend some time with him, eat supper, and play with my son. And then after he goes to bed at 8:30, then I come out and start skinning. So, and then once I get done skinning, which skinning's a good thing, don't get me wrong, but then once I get done skinning, I go in and put all my videos together and put them uploading. So, the wife sometimes feels a little neglected when hunting season or trapping season comes around. So, got to spend some time with the family. But then we're gonna try to get some more traps out and hopefully keep this thing going and have a good productive season. It's been a good season so far. I appreciate all the comments, man. That's made it a lot of fun reading all the comments and interacting with y'all. And I hope y'all are having some good luck on the trap line as well. And like I said, we'll get another one hopefully going in the next 3 or 4 days. So we'll see y'all later.